Hello everyone, it's Jamal Thomas. Welcome to the Progressive Soapbox. So, Sam Seder has caught a bad one, and Sam Seder has been let go as a contributor of MSNBC. The reason they let him go is because a while ago, Sam Seder did a tweet. That tweet pissed a few people off because he used rape as a joke for the tweet. The context gets across the sarcasm that he wants to get across. No one but a brain-dead asshole would look at the tweet and think that Sam Seder meant that he was perfectly okay with a grown man raping his daughter. Let's take a look at the tweet for a moment. Let's take a look at the tweet. Don't care, Polanski, in response to Polanski, but I hope if my daughter is ever raped, it's by an older, truly talented man with a great sense of mise-en-scene. He is raping a joke. Personally, I think it's funny. Is it understood that what he's saying involves sarcasm? Meaning, when you look at this and you read this, someone would have to believe that Sam Seder would prefer his daughter to be raped by an older man if his daughter is raped at all. That's what you would have to believe to think that Sam Seder is somehow deranged or Sam Seder needs to be fired from his job. That's the only reason that you could ever come to the conclusion that Sam Seder needs to be fired from his job for a sarcastic joke. Even if you think the joke is bad, even if you're like, oh man, I cringe a little bit at you using your daughter in this particular joke in this particular capacity, fair enough. You don't necessarily have the sense of humor in line with his, but at the very least you understand that it's a joke and he's making a joke. So I want to nail that down. I'm making this point that context matters. Context is drastically important. And when you're looking at this, you understand that he's being sarcastic. You understand it's a joke. You say, okay, I think it's a funny joke. I don't necessarily think he should use his daughter. Whatever your range is, it is a certain level of insanity to look at this and says, oh my God, this man wants someone to rape his daughter that's older. This man wants an old guy to rape his daughter. There's certain reasonable conclusions that you can make when you're looking at this. That is not one of them. And even if you were skeptical about it, even if you said, I think this guy wants his daughter raped by an older guy. If you looked up anything where Sam Seder responded to this, his response makes perfect sense in the context of the joke itself. Meaning in every honest scenario that you're looking at this, A, it's a joke. B, at the worst, you can say it's tasteless, but at the very least, you should understand it's a joke. I am not a big fan of Sam Seder because Sam Seder went after Jimmy Dore, and being a human being, I like Jimmy Dore more than Sam Seder, so part of me dislikes Sam Seder. That being said, I understand when people are in my particular sandbox. I also understand when people are getting a raw rap. Sam Seder was fired from his job as a contributor for MSNBC because of this joke. A bunch of right-wingers got angry and upset. A few people who considered themselves or supposed to be on the left but have access to grind and biases to fulfill, they thought this was a great idea. A bunch of people on the right thought this was a great idea, and they pushed it. And MSNBC, I would hope that they have two brain cells to rub together, could look at this and see that this was pure sarcasm. Nevertheless, MSNBC yielded and bent the knee and raised a hand to right-wingers, and they fired him from his job. That's fucking amazing. Context matters. And this gets across how fucked up and insane corporate culture is, where they won't necessarily stand by one of their contributors, particularly over some stupid shit like this. If the right wing wants to pitch a bitch, let the right wing pitch a bitch. The right wing pitches a bitch about all sorts of stuff. It should not be for a network who actually has a lefty contributor on to get rid of that particular guy for some stupid shit like this. I mean, come on. This is fucking insane. Absolutely fucking insane. Yeah, I understand right-wingers celebrating over this. Fair enough. I guess you can call it a win. I don't necessarily know the game that you're playing in this, in the sense of, you know, I guess it's just I took down one of theirs in that sense. Okay, God bless. If that's the game you want to play, that's the game you want to play. Fair enough. You have nothing better to do. As for people who are not necessarily on the right, it is an insane, batshit crazy perspective to think that them taking off somebody who for the most part is going to parrot opinions similar to yours very similar to yours, and chest thumping because you believe that this particular person is somehow not within your same sandbox. I'm sorry, that's fucking insane. That's fucking insane. Anybody with a certain level of integrity, with even a basic level of integrity, if they're looking at this and they're being honest with themselves, they understand that he's being sarcastic. Basic, bare bones level of integrity and honesty. Yes, it's a joke. You may say it's a tasteless joke, but nevertheless, it's a joke. Should he lose his job for that joke? If you're being honest, fuck no. Fuck no. And if you're saying to yourself, well, yeah, he should lose his job because of a joke that people don't necessarily like, sarcasm, or they don't necessarily like the way he made this joke. Again, context matters. Feel how you want to feel. I'm talking about an honest person with a basic level of integrity looking at this particular joke and coming to some realization of, okay, I don't necessarily like the way he made the joke, but at the very least I understand it's a joke, and no, he doesn't necessarily want anybody to hook up with his daughter. I don't mean to belabor the point. I'm just trying to make a very specific case that context matters. And I'm sorry, this is stupid. That's all. This is stupid. Letting the guy go because of something like this is fucking ridiculous. Chest thumping that the guy gets kicked off or lost his job is also, again, fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. It's like, what are you chest thumping? You're chest thumping that somebody lost their job because of a joke that some other people on the right that was tasteless. And I don't even think they thought it was tasteless. It was just a right-wing hatchet job. These people don't give a shit about Sam Seder or the things that Sam Seder says. All of this stuff is just stuff that throws out to the wall and seeing who's stupid enough to bite. Well, you've had people stupid enough either to go on YouTube and think this was awesome, or at the very least MSNBC thinking it's awesome to get rid of Sam Seder. So, like I said, I have videos going after Sam Seder because I don't necessarily like some of the perspectives he's taken. But what does that got to do with his job? And what does that got to do with honesty? I mean, certainly from a contextual standpoint, it's just a joke. I don't like. You could say somebody may say, I don't like the joke. Fair enough. At least acknowledge that it's a joke. The last thing should happen is him losing his job. I think that's just a fucking insane reaction. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to belabor this. This is not going to be long. It's just kind of this thing of, I hate it with a passion when human beings ignore the context of what's being said for the way that it's being said, if that makes sense. Like, something is said a particular way and people just completely blow past what they were saying. Straight to this thing of, oh, this person used these words and I don't like these words. I'm angry that this person used these words. It's like, grow up. Grow up. And I'm not talking about the right on this point. I'm just talking about, I guess, the people who looked at this who didn't necessarily have a political axe to grind. I'm ignoring the people with the political axe to grind because they give two shits about Sam Seder. They don't care about this. They just want to use it to try to take down somebody else. I'm talking about regular human beings who looked at this and got outraged, at least to the capacity where MSNBC was willing to get rid of Seder. Grow up. Grow up. Grow the fuck up. Including MSNBC, grow a pair. Grow a pair. So, man, I'll leave it. All right, guys. If you enjoy the content, share, subscribe, and Patreon. Thanks, guys.